Today, we will show you the unique Korean food which is related with politics. 탕평채, or mung bean jelly strips with vegetables. What may surprise you is the way they make Korean jelly. It is not just gelatin, but the process of grinding, boiling, and cooling which produces a jelly result. Traditionally, 탕평채 was regarded as the most high class of the three kinds of Korean jelly, and it is especially enjoyed in spring and summer.
안녕하세요. Welcome to More Than Kimchi, and I'm your host, Jung. Today, we are going to show you a food that's perfect for spring or summer. 탕평채, or mung bean jelly, mixed with vegetables and beef, it makes a light and refreshing side dish, a cool food for hot weather. First, let's meet our chef today, Mr. Lee Bo-sun. 선생님 안녕하십니까? Who will teach us how to prepare 탕평채, and Melody Yoon here, who will follow the whole procedure with us. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you.
I would like to show you what we need for 탕평채. Here we have 청포묵, which is mung bean jelly, eggs, mung bean sprouts, and this is called minari in Korean. It's like an oriental watercress. It's unique to Korean vegetable. Here we have some beef and some egg, which is already made as pancake, white and egg yolk, and some seaweed called kim. And for spice, we have soy sauce, sesame oil, and then some vinegar, chopped green onion, chopped garlic, some sugar, sesame seeds, and these are red pepper threads. 선생님, 뭐부터 먼저 할까요?
그러면 먼저 그 청포묵 순부터 하죠.
Yeah. So first we're going to start with the block of mung bean jelly. This is called 청포묵.
자, 우선 반절로 잘라주세요.
We cut it in half to the side way.
예.
Oh, it's very firm.
Yeah. Isn't it nice?
I've never felt this kind of texture before.
It's very different from Jello, what you're thinking.
Yeah, it's
back in the
much
day.
firmer
Yes.
than Western Jello.
And this is basically starch from mung beans.
청포묵이
so
이렇게
again.
두꺼울 때는요,
예.
뜨거운 물에
예.
살짝 좀 데쳐줘야
예.
되거든요.
Sometimes if you feel too hard, you can also blanch very briefly in hot water. Then it
Okay.
becomes softer again.
예.
Did the chef make this earlier?
You know, in modern days, people hardly make this at home. It used to be you grind from mung beans and make starch. So basically, this is made out of mung bean starch. But these days, it's like tubu. You go to supermarket, and then they are readily available all the time.
Are they available outside of Korea?
I would imagine that you can buy at the Korean supermarket. I've seen them in America.
So this is a really authentic Korean
That's right.
dish.
I
No
can't-
substitutes.
I can't think of any substitutes, but this is a good way for you to visit Korean supermarket.
That's great.
To
And I
get
have
mung
one
bean jelly.
question about
Yes.
slicing. How important is it that we get the slices just precise?
I will ask Mr.
He's very good.
Yes. 이게 아주 모양이 똑같은 게
일정해야 되죠.
중요해야 돼서.
그렇죠.
You know,
예.
with Korean food, having uniform the size is very important. So we'll try to make as same as what Mr. Lee does there.
Well, that's going to be the hard part then.
일정스러운 좋죠.
But you know what I learned? Once you mix with seasonings, they look kind of all right.
All right. So we don't need to be
We'll put
scared.
ours behind
But I
under
must
what
say,
Mr.
it's really
Lee
easy
does.
to work with.
여기다가 놓을까요?
예.
It's kind of fun. It's very soft.
You want to put it there?
Do it, and we'll do it together over there.
I'll put mine in quickly so you can't see that they're not as nice as his.
자, 청포묵을 다 썰었으면 다음은 미나리하고
예.
숙주를 손질하겠습니다.
예. So next step, we're gonna clean the vegetable to use. Here we have mung bean sprouts.
예.
And then minari, and this is what you and I'm going to do.
Okay.
What we do with mung bean sprouts is you cut the tails and the head off. That way,
Just with your fingernails.
Right. So that way you have kind of nice sort of silver color or white color.
Okay.
So that's what we'll do here.
Yeah.
So we're going to, before we blanch, we need to clean up this little bit.
Okay. Now, I heard him referring to the minari. That's also something that I've never seen before.
This, right.
It's a very Korean vegetable,
This
is
is, yeah. This is almost like sometimes cilantro, but it's close
See,
to.
it looks like a celery leaf.
The flavor is very unique. Maybe you can have a
Yeah.
taste of it and
So
see
it
what
tastes
it
like
is.
celery.
It's very unique.
자, 그러면은 미나리랑 수제를
Herby.
데치는 동안에
예.
저는 고기를 손질하여 볶겠습니다.
So while we are preparing this vegetable, Mr. Lee will prepare the beef, and here he's already sliced, and he will put some soy sauce.
예, 먼저
그렇죠?
간장,
Yeah.
예, 1 테이블스푼,
So 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. These are for meat sauce.
다음은
And then
설탕,
sugar,
2분의 1 테이블스푼,
half tablespoon of sugar.
다음은 참기름,
Yes.
2분의 1 테이블스푼,
Half tablespoon요? Half
네.
tablespoon of sesame oil,
다음은 참
sesame seeds,
깨소금,
예.
2분의 1 스푼,
half tablespoon sesame seeds,
마늘,
chopped garlic,
1 티스푼,
1 teaspoon of
Yes.
chopped garlics, and then chopped green
파
onions,
다진 거, 1 티스푼,
1 teaspoon of chopped onions.
해가지고
Hwa-young, getting
Yeah.
back to the minari,
Yes.
if you can't get a hold of that, what can you use? Does the recipe allow for substitutions?
Actually, you could use cucumber, or
Oh.
you can even use carrots sometimes. These are for coloring. But now it's like a summer dish, so minari is a really good, refreshing flavor it gives.
Or maybe like spinach?
Yeah, 우리가
Yeah.
지금
So you want me to
또
blanch
수치는요?
these?
Right. We're gonna dip it in hot water, boiling water, just a second. We don't have to
Okay.
cook it for so long. Just
All
dip
right,
it in.
just dip it in 5
Right.
times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then stop it from cooking.
Right.
Okay,
and then
quickly.
pour cold water to stop the cooking. Right.
예, 찬물에다
And then
빠른
we'll
시간에
drain it
건져내줘야죠.
and then put it out there.
Okay.
Let's leave it over here. Okay. And then next we're gonna do
Yeah.
minari. Maybe we'll do about a half here. And then shall we put the minari in there? And dip it in here.
Same thing?
Yeah, for 5 seconds.
Just a few seconds,
Yeah,
huh?
just a few seconds. You can just keep it inside.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good.
It gets very bright green. You
Yes.
can see the difference.
And that's why you need to dip it in cold water right
For the
away
color?
to stop the cooking. Right. And then once you drain it, so I think this one
take
is
it back out
right.
again?
And then we need to cut it to 5 centimeters. So while Melanie is doing that, Mr. Lee is cooking the beef here, has the seasoning. 그럼 벌써 고기는 다 준비가 됐네요.
네,
The beef is
고기는 다
pretty much
됐습니다.
ready. So while he's doing it, let's cut that.
Okay, I have to confess, I don't know how long 5 centimeters is, so you
5
have to help me.
centimeter, I think it's about 2 inches.
Oh, all right.
예, 5cm 정도 잘라주시면 돼요.
About like that.
Yeah, a little bit longer, right.
All right.
So, this is the same length as we prepare, sort of same as
Oh,
the other
okay.
vegetables. Right, that's pretty
So
good.
we're looking for that uniformity. All
Right.
right.
That looks very nice.
All right.
Yeah. So maybe we can put next to that the mung bean sprouts we already blanched here. So we'll leave it right there. So vegetable is already here. So here we have 2 kinds of vegetable that's blanched, and then we have a beef that's cooked already. Shall we turn off the?
계란 손질을 하겠습니다.
And then the next step we're gonna do is
Yeah.
cook egg. Here we have to, separate the egg white and egg yolk. So Mr. Lee will separate the eggs first.
예, 하얀
And
자와
then-
노른 자를
Right.
나눠가지고 지단을 붙이는 거죠.
And that way we make the very thin sheets of the eggs.
You know, I saw these nice little square sheets, and I
Right.
wondered how you did it.
Yeah.
And now I see this nice little square pan.
Yeah, since with Korean cuisine we use so much of those kind of decoration or garnish on top of egg. Egg is perfect for that. So this is a really nice.
It's a
handy
great
to
little
have.
pan. Yeah. Do we want to put any oil in it?
Yes, here we put just a little bit of oil.
Shall I spread it around?
Yeah, you're already getting expert on that.
Oh,
You know
well,
what
see?
Koreans do with that, with the oil there.
Well, I know that Koreans don't like a lot of oil.
Right. And then here, put it here. And then maybe spread it a little
Now
bit.
I'm in trouble because I would get a pancake turner or a spatula. What are we going to use?
I think we're going to use what Mr. Lee does. We'll follow him.
Okay.
뒤집는 건 선생님 뭘로 하나요?
예,
그러면?
젓가락으로 뒤집으면 됩니다. 예.
Chopsticks.
Chopsticks. We can't follow him. We're ahead of him.
We're going to wait a little bit. I think it's almost cooked. Wait a little bit. Nice color. So
Yeah,
he's making the
색깔이 좋죠?
white, yes. And he also mentioned that egg white is a little harder than egg yolk to make a pancake.
Oh.
That's why I chose to
Why
do
is
that.
the egg white harder?
Because it burns easily, change the color. But I hope,
Oh, okay. And you want to keep it pure white like that. Yeah, that's lovely. Just like ours changed
Yeah.
color. Just a little bit there, yeah. Okay.
지다를 칠 때는
Yes.
불 조절도 중요하죠.
so he was saying it's important not to make it too high when you make the egg sheets.
So
That
these
is it.
giant chopsticks, they're for cooking when you're
Yes,
working with
yes,
heat, huh?
right.
Those are wonderful.
So that's why we don't have a spatula.
다 됐으면
Yeah.
지단을 썰어 주십시오.
Yeah. And the next step is we're gonna slice the egg. So you can try with the ones you already made.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try with this nice,
You have a nice square
size,
one, and I'll
yes.
try it with this funny
Yeah.
shaped one here.
So it's about the same length as we do before.
5cm 정도로 잘라주면 좋죠.
So same length as before, about 2 inches or 5 centimeters. And then make a thin
Yeah.
strips.
Very thin.
Yes.
좀 가늘게.
But mine was a little thicker than Mr. Lee's. That's pretty good, yeah. And I think the trick is also you need to wait until the egg is cooled down. Then it's a little easier to hold its shapes.
It helps if you just kind of rock the knife a little
Yeah.
bit, then it goes just a tiny ways. These are
Yes.
easy knives to work with.
Also, you know, you will notice the Korean knife. The end is very flat. Sometimes you see chopping knife that's kind of round.
Curved.
Then if it's curved, you can't really, you know, cut it kind of nice strips.
Yeah,
of,
this makes it easy for a really
Right.
straight strip.
That's right.
저
You
다음은
read it?
김을 구워가지고 자르겠습니다.
Then we'll leave it right here. Oops.
주십시오.
Put it over here.
Oh, mine are thinner than yours, I
Yes,
think.
you did a very good job. I've noticed that too, Melanie.
Now our viewers know.
There. The next step is we are roasting
Oh.
seaweed, which is kim. So that's also it's part of those garnish we're going to use later.
I didn't realize that you heated it up. Is that to
Yeah.
make it crisper?
Make it crisper and it's easy to slice. And so basically you are, you know, slightly roasting it.
You just touched it to the flame, though, really.
Right, that's right. Otherwise it will get
5cm를
burned.
잘라주십시오.
And then we will do the same cut. I will let you cut this one.
Oh, that's
So
'cause I-
basically same length, yeah, that's
Now
right.
this is hard because it's like kind of a onion skin paper.
Yeah, but you know, once it's, the roasting helps it, that the easy to, you know, to slice.
예.
That's right.
Yeah, it's hard to get it through. Oh my. Now you're
Looks
punishing
fun,
me for what I
actually.
said.
You've done a good job, so. Here. So here we have egg white and egg yolk, and then the seaweed. There will be a kind of nice color, black, white, and yellow, that we use as a garnish.
Good enough.
There. Yes, yeah, I think so. That's nice. Yeah, we'll just leave the leftover over here. So if we don't have enough, we'll go back. So far, we sliced those mung bean jelly, 2 kinds of vegetables, minari and mung bean sprout, that's called sukju. And then we have beef, eggs, and then the seaweed is called the kim. Isn't that nice that all the sizes are very uniform and nice?
It's lovely.
And I think that's very important when you prepare Korean food. You always have to keep in mind the size being uniformed. So what shall we do next?
예. 다음은 청포묵 무침에 들어갈
Yeah.
양념장을 만들겠습니다.
Oh, this is the
예.
fun part. So we're going to make sauce now to mix everything together. So let's see what Mr. Lee is doing. So we can do maybe it's next to him. Shall we do
먼저
it? Yeah.
간장을
So-
예.
There's a soy sauce first.
All right.
4테이블스푼
So 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then what's next?
다음은 식초.
and then vinegar.
예.
How much?
1 테이블스푼.
Okay.
I'll take it and
Thank
1
you.
tablespoon of vinegar.
다음에 설탕.
Yeah.
1
And then-
테이블스푼.
1 tablespoon of sugar. So it's kind of sweet and sour flavor.
I wanted to
Uh-huh.
ask you on the meat. I'm always worrying what to do with leftovers. Could you use leftover bulgogi and slice that up for us?
Yes, actually based because the ingredients are pretty similar. Sauce is very similar, so you can add as bulgogi, or maybe you can make fried rice. That would be very nice too if you have leftovers.
다음에 참기름을 넣고 그다음에 깨소금을
So sesame seeds, you will put. How much would you put sesame?
1
seeds?
tablespoon.
1 tablespoon.
These are not raw sesame seeds.
Those are roasted already.
Okay.
Roasted, and then you pound a little bit to get the flavor out.
Okay, roasted and a little bit pounded or
Right,
ground.
and then we need a sesame oil. There. And is that everything? Do we need anything else? Oh, we need the garlic. How much shall we put the garlics?
1 테이블스푼.
1 tablespoon
예.
of garlic.
Oh, he has a little
Yeah.
spoon there. Use a little spoon.
We'll just do what he does. And then green onions after that. Here?
파 다진 거.
Yeah. Same amount as you would put garlic. Put it down here.
예. 다
And then you
됐으면
mix it all.
예. 잘 저어줘야 되죠.
Yeah.
예.
So this really is the soy sauce based sauce. You have vinegar and sugar makes it kind of sweet, and then it gives also the sesame oil gives a nice aroma.
The smoothness of the sesame and the sharpness of the
Yeah,
garlic. So it's a little of
yes,
everything.
So this is a sauce we're going to use for the mung bean jelly and the
Can I
vegetables.
taste it? See what it is.
How is it?
Oh, it's good. Now I'm
That's
hungry.
good. Yes. So what's our next step? We want to get going here.
예. 다 됐습니다. 다 됐고 이제 무치기만 하면 되거든요.
Yeah. So everything is all done. What we need to do is just mix it now.
예.
So can you pass us one? So we'll do one, and you can do one here. Okay.
먼저
Yes.
숙주와 미나리를 넣고
So you and I will share. Okay. Okay. So we'll just dump this with the mung bean jelly and 2 kinds of vegetable, minari and sukju. You mix it together,
다음 고기.
and then you'll put some meat.
So it's about the same amount of meat as vegetables.
Just put it all. And
계란 흰자와
then
노른자를
the ones we already prepared, the ones, the
계란
eggs.
흰자와
and-
노른자를 좀 남겨줘야 되죠. 나중에 고명으로
Right.
먹기 때문에.
Right.
김도 마찬가지입니다.
Yeah.
다 넣으면.
So we're gonna use, I'll use my fingers, egg yolk and then egg white, but we wanna leave some for later, for decoration, for the
the top,
garnish, for the
okay.
top. So a little bit of seaweed here, kim. Okay.
자, 다 됐으면은 앞에 만들었던
Right.
소스를
This we all know. Without explanation, you
So
mix
we
it.
put just however much
Yeah.
sauce feels right.
Right.
Let's try 3 spoons
Right,
and see
that
what
looks pretty
happens.
good. And then
Mix
you
it with a
mix it,
spoon.
right.
Okay. This is really an unusual dish, and it looks wonderful. It's like pasta practically.
Yeah, in some way. It's almost like salad too. Because with the vinegar and the soy sauce is very much like a salad. Also, I have to tell you what Tangpyeong came from. Tangpyeong used to be an old political policy when there were a lot of factions fighting each other. King Yeongjo decided to have a policy called Tangpyeong, which you are pursuing harmony and cooperation among different, factions. That's why when they saw this dish that has vegetable meat and there's jellies all together mixed, why don't we work together like this? So
That's
why don't we have a
wonderful.
name called 탕평채? So that's how it got the name here.
And it's
Isn't
even
that
like an
nice?
equality of the amount of the vegetables and the meat.
Right.
Oh, that's
So everything
wonderful.
being even is very important in this dish.
That just goes to show how food really introduces you to a culture
That's
and
right.
its history.
Yes, and I think it's very important.
And it
다
tastes
됐으면
good.
담아내면 되죠. 접시에.
Yeah.
예.
So here we'll put it in a dish. So minari also is really good for you. It has a lot of vitamin, and also it helps you digestion, and also it lowers your hypertension.
It also
supposed to
looks like
good.
it's pretty low fat.
Yeah, that's right. And the flavor is really good. As you tasted before, it has a very distinctive flavor. So it's one of the vegetables that Koreans really love to use. And we also use minari for kimchi too, because of that aroma. So I think ours is not as pretty as what Mr. Lee did, but I think it looks pretty good. So the final stage is the decorating the top.
위에 계란
Yeah.
치단을 얹어서
So put all those toppings a little bit.
이제 좋죠.
And this, I think you can be a little creative. Put the way we would like to put or the amount. And at the top, the black color gives a nice accent there. So the important thing with this dish is you have vegetable and meat all together and egg and like that. So it's a very nice combination of all different ingredients. So this is our finished product called 탕평채. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. Now it's time for me to show you each step one more time.
In old times, Korean politicians often had 탕평채 when they discussed the affairs of the nation. They thought that every party should quit fractional strife and cooperate with each other, like 탕평채, which is mixed with vegetables, beef, and jelly evenly. Koreans have enjoyed three kinds of muk: 청포묵, or mung bean jelly, 도토리묵, or acorn jelly, and 메밀묵, or buckwheat jelly. Strangely enough, muk is made from grains such as mung beans, buckwheat, and acorn. And the process of making muk requires a great deal of time and labor. At first, they are ground into a flour, which is soaked, and sieved into the pot. Then the liquid produced is boiled and stirred continuously. When it cools, it sets into firm jelly. Now we have 도토리묵, 메밀묵, and 청포묵. 도토리묵 is cut into rather thick chunks. Fresh vegetables such as cucumber, a crown daisy, and carrots are also prepared. Next, mix the 도토리묵 and the prepared ingredients together with seasoned soy sauce. Koreans especially enjoy this 도토리묵 in the summer and fall. 메밀묵 is cut into strips. Vegetables such as the cucumber are used together. Put them all in the large bowl. After that, add kimchi, sea laver, and seasonings. Then pour in the broth. This memyeolmuk is enjoyed as a midnight snack in the winter. As you've just seen, after the time-consuming process of being ground, strained, boiled, and stirred, we can get the muk. Muk is one of the most elaborate foods in Korea.
I am really looking forward to trying this.
And they look pretty. Looks
It's
very
really
nice.
beautiful, and
Yes.
it's so unlike what we normally think of Korean food, looking like the bubbly pot and red color. Is this a special dish?
Let's ask Mr. Lee.
예, 탕평채는 주한상에 많이
예.
사용이 되고요.
예.
이 우리 조상들이
예.
예전부터 그 공정하게
예.
정치를 하려는 어떤 그런
예.
결과에서 비롯된
그렇-
탕평채.
그렇죠.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you can serve, as we mentioned before, like a side dish, but also we serve this as a accompaniment when you have a drink. Like today, I think we have a special liquor. But it's interesting, as I mentioned before, 탕평채. 탕평 came from an old, political policy that everybody should, be harmonious and cooperate each other.
Makes
That's
you feel
very
better
important.
as
Yes,
you eat
that's
it.
right.
And drinking like this, we will
That's
feel
right,
more
that's
harmonious
right, that's
as we go along.
So everything is all perfect. So perhaps I will serve today. Usually younger persons supposed to serve older. I don't know who's supposed to serve, so I'll just start here.
Oh, well,
So-
we know you're younger, so you can serve. And I
Here.
also have heard that in Korea, you're never to pour your own wine.
That's
Is that
right.
true?
So in that case, maybe you can.
Now, I
do
saw
one.
what you were doing as you poured. Is that to hold your sleeve up?
That's right. This is one way to do things in a polite way. Whether you receive it or whether you give it to people, it's nice to have your left hand, always left hand, just gently over here, and never use left hand to hand something or receive it. That's kind of considered as a rude thing.
Oh, that's important
That's
for left-handed
important, right?
people to
That's
know,
right.
isn't it?
And now I'll pour to Mr. Lee, who's been working very hard for us.
I think he deserves a prize.
Yes.
Is this a special liquor that we're drinking today?
Yes, this is called, we have many different kinds of traditional liquor, and I think today we have a munbeso. It's a very strong liquor, but it's a rice wine
Rice wine.
here.
Oh, it smells
Is it-
strong. What do you say in Korea when you drink?
위하여?
위하여.
Very good.
Wow.
Yes, now we need 탕평채 here.
That's right. We'll definitely have harmony.
So we'll use chopsticks. And
먼저
then,
드시죠.
yes.
Oh,
Then
you're
why
going
don't
to
you
make me
ahead?
go
Yes.
first, all right? Let's see if I can pick these slippery things up with my chopsticks. No problem. It's not
No,
difficult.
right.
And I try to get a mixture here. This is a beautiful dish. I am really looking forward to
All
it.
different colors and then all different ingredients
And
together.
different. I mean, it's different in every way and yet harmonious, as you
Right.
said, with the different textures,
right.
the different
탕평채,
colors, the different
that's right.
flavors. It's really
Yes,
lovely.
Very nice. So go ahead.
Okay. It's wonderful.
The crunchiness of the minari goes very well, isn't it?
And the bean sprout, the crunchiness, and then the softness of this. Oh, I really like it.
But remember, we didn't cook long. We just blanched the vegetable. That's what you need to make it very crunch. The soft jelly and then crunch vegetable goes very well.
I think it really is easy to overcook.
That's
So that's
right.
what you have to be most careful of. This is lovely. You know, we discussed earlier that there was no substitute. But if you wanted to make this and you couldn't get a substitute, maybe glass noodles you could
Yes,
use.
that definitely. Sometimes you have these noodles that's see-through and has similar texture. You're right, and I think you can substitute. But it's not 탕평채 because 탕평채 you have to have mung bean jelly.
But if you drank with it, you could still feel
Yes,
harmonious.
that definitely. How interesting the name of the food comes from an ancient political policy that shows how closely related food is to life and how knowing a country's cuisine can tell you about its history. I'd like to thank Mr. Lee for showing us this wonderful dish today. And thank you, Melanie, for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us today. 안녕히 계세요.